There we
go.
Roll call, please. Neil?
Let me see. Hold on. I'll bring up my official agenda here. 1 second. Delmo.
Yes.
Schuler.
Yes.
Scannell.
Present.
Dean.
Here.
Hinkfus.
Here.
Parma. Ganther.
Present.
All right.
We have quorum, sir.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Alderman
Second.
Alderman Scannell and second by Kathy. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Agenda approved. Minutes from our October 11th and October 25th meeting of the Redevelopment Authority.
Motion to approve all the minutes.
All of
Probably adds up to an hour.
them. Yeah, Alderman Scannell.
Second.
Second by Debbie. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion.
Aye.
Excellent. Motion carried. Regular business. Number 1, consideration of possible action and request to amend development agreement 2021-01 with Merge LLC. Neil.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Obviously, you have an updated development agreement in your packet for your review. Staff has had some recent conversations with Merge, including as early as of this morning. There is a couple of changes they would like us to consider for the dates regarding their overall project. Essentially, the dates changes are significant enough that we would like the opportunity to review some TIF impacts to those schedule changes. So at this point, staff is asking if we could respectfully hold this item to the next RDA meeting. Give us a chance to do one last round of analysis on the financial impacts of the delay.
Great idea.
Hold or refer back? Doesn't matter.
I think just hold the next meeting would be our preference.
Motion to hold.
Alderman Scannell. Second by Debbie. Any questions or comments in regard to Neil's comments or in regard to the motion?
I was just wondering what was going to happen if they didn't have enough money to be able to pay out the tip at the end. And I think that's what you're...
That's one of the things we certainly would need to take a look at. Obviously, we certainly need to evaluate, what the overall financial impacts to the city would be, as well as to them as the developer in terms of them losing essentially a year of increment to the delay.
Yeah.
So that's the opportunity. We just need to make sure we could kind of have a chance to review that so we know exactly what that potential impact would be.
Great.
Excellent question, Debbie. Thank you. That's what we're concerned about.
That's what I was like.
Yeah, that's right.
It sounds like you're going to get to the end and maybe they'll have a balloon payment or something. I don't know what's going on. Okay, thank you.
So you're working through it, right, Neil? You and your group. Thank you.
That's correct. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions or comments in regard to the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Oh, very good. Opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Neil. Good luck. It's a very important project. Good luck with everything. Number 2, consideration of possible action to approve a request for the sale of a lot located at 508 Kellogg Street for the development of a 2-story single-family rental property.
I'll take that one, Gary.
Rhonda, thank you.
That is currently a vacant lot that we purchased using neighborhood enhancement funds. It is zoned R1. Currently has a land value of $8,700. We did receive a proposal from Chris Properties LLC. They actually own another property nearby, so they would like to build another rental. It's going to be a single-family 2-story, and they're proposing to pay the RDA $8,000 for the lot, and they do not need any additional funding to make this build. So at this time, we are recommending the approval of the sale of the lot at 508 Kellogg for the purchase price of $8,000 for a 2-story single-family rental.
Questions, comments?
Yes. When it comes to our housing stock and our need to, our dearth of single-family homes, how do they fit into that equation?
Well, I think when we look at our housing study, there's that window of single family between like 150 and 190 that's really hard to attain. So our partners that we work with, of course, Habitat and NeighborWorks help us achieve those builds with income limits on the people who purchase the properties. In this case, I mean, these are additional rental units, so we need rental units across the board of all incomes. So this is not designated, this is a 437, there's no strings on it for income, so this could be market units at this point for rentals, but we need those as well.
Right. We wouldn't be interested in more than a single family?
That's a pretty, well, it's an upper lower, right? She's looking to do,
She's looking to do a single family. However, in order for us to have a garage also there, it's kind of a narrow lot, so it's coming right off of the alley there. So we were kind of concerned. She did meet with Dave Buck too to go over planning for the site plan and stuff like that, and she was able to make that work with the additional having the space for garage and parking. So it was better to have it as a single family, because the area wouldn't actually have the overall ground space for more than the additional parking that would be needed.
What, just out of curiosity, what are they building on their other piece of property that's nearby, you know?
The one,
It's already there, I think.
it's already there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
actually own the one, parcel number 5-944.
Okay. Questions, comments in regards to Rhonda's proposal?
To approve.
Second?
A motion by Debbie, second by William Scannell. Kathy, any questions at all, Kathy? I just want to hear your voice. You can't hear your voice.
Excuse me. it's
How
still-
about that? I need to go.
The renderings were nice.
Yeah, no, very nice. Yeah, I think it's nice. Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, I'll give you a motion and a second in regard to the proposal. Is there no other questions or comments? All in favor?
All right, I second it.
All right. All right, we got,
For some reason, it kicked me out. I don't know if it kicked anybody else out, but it kicked me out and I came back in. But on this iPad, I have to find the volume, so,
bottom line, you're in now.
We got you.
yes. Oh, I was here through the whole thing.
Good.
I just couldn't get off mute.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right? Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. Number 3, consideration of possible action, approval of a development agreement with Journey to Adult Success, JAS, for the site located at 100 South and 110 South Baird Street and 1368 East Walnut Street. And Rhonda, you got this?
Yep.
Rhonda's got
This one's gonna sound pretty familiar to you guys, because we actually had the special meeting, also added that we were gonna be doing the planning option extension. However, they are ready to move forward, so they're looking to go into the one-year development agreement with their original proposal of the 3 attached townhomes and the purchase of the 3 lots for the $500 for the entire site. At this time, they are also requesting, besides a one-year development agreement, some grant assistance from the TDA funds in the amount of $120,000, which comes out to the $40,000 per townhome request to help cover the gap of their construction. They did do an enormous amount of fundraising, and they did come in really, really well, but they still have some gap in there. So at this time, staff has reviewed the full request. Their site has been approved, and we're looking to go into that one-year development agreement, the sale of the property, and the additional grant assistance in the amount of $120,000.
That grant assistance, is that normal? Is that what we would?
It's about 40,000.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Okay.
Ta-da. This is right
Yeah, I
across.
think it was 25 now, it's gone up to 35, 40.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
1040. This project is right across from the Habitat Twindos,
Yep.
right by East High, so it's
Okay.
kitty corner from East High. So it's a great site for them, I think, to work with you.
Sounds like a great project, actually. Questions, comments?
Sounds lovely. Motion to approve.
I think it's awesome, and it'd be a great improvement there.
Alderman Scanlon, it sounds like Kathy, you're making a second. Is that correct?
Yes, I make a motion to approve.
All right.
I love it.
Okay.
Any questions or comments in regard to the motion in second? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. Number 4, consideration of possible action to approve a term sheet with Greater Green Bay Habitat for Humanity for a redevelopment project on parcel number 21-1361-6. I see someone who's here from Habitat.
Yep, we do. Actually, we've been working with Habitat for a while on this project proposal, and I would really appreciate it if you could open the floor and we could hear what the proposal is from Habitat, and then I can walk you through the term sheet.
Motion to open the floor.
Alderman Scannell. Second by Debbie. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
We are in open session. Thank you, please.
So whoever wants to speak?
Sure, I can start it, and they can help with maybe technical questions. Where would be best for me to stand? Here?
Right there. Sure,
You're
sure.
fine, okay.
So you can see.
There
There we go.
Come on up.
So all of you are familiar with Habitat for Humanity and the work we've been doing, and a lot of work that we do with the city of Green Bay, and we're grateful for that partnership. So we have an opportunity that has come our way that we're hoping to partner yet again on the biggest project we've done to date. And hopefully this is just the beginning of what we're able to do. So we acquired approximately 3 acres of land on the east side. It's close to the Imperial Pride neighborhood, and it's just off Ricky, Richmond, and so it's yes, if you look right there, so it's a piece of land, it's undeveloped, and we are looking to create a subdivision in that area of all Habitat homes. We will be looking at a blend of single-family homes and multi-family units. We're looking at, we would commit to a townhome, 4-unit townhome. We also would be looking at dedicating space to a couple larger family homes, using the bigger lots for that. So we'd be very strategic about where we're placing the families that we'd be serving, and then 1 to 2 ADA homes as well. So the plan would be, with the entire piece of land that we've acquired, there is a portion of that, there's a parcel that's ready to build on, so we're going to just build on that, so that's separate. The piece that we're talking about today would be 14 families we'd be able to serve on that piece of land. So we're very excited about it. Obviously, affordable housing is very important in the area, and if we can start to build on pieces of land like this, we can be more efficient. Cost of building is skyrocketing, and we don't see that changing. And for us to be able to keep up with that, being more efficient and using our resources all on one piece of land like this is going to help. And if we want to start building more homes per year, this is going to help us get there. So what we are requesting very specifically is we don't typically have the funds for an entire infrastructure build out like this requires. We need a road through it so that we can build all of these homes. So what we have estimated, we've worked with Mount Associates, approximately $450,000 would be needed to put that infrastructure in there. We've partnered with the neighboring landlord where you would see the cul-de-sac that's currently there, and gotten his blessing, and have kept in touch with him to make sure we're still on the same page, that we would take the cul-de-sac out, and that would create more lot space. So that's really what we're asking for today, is for us to be able to stick a shovel in the ground. We need to know that we have this kind of funding support so that we can make sure this is still an affordable project for Habitat to move forward on, and soon. And then we would still ask for, as you see on the term sheet, no less than $200,000 of home funds and or ARPA funds to help, like we typically would request with the building of the homes and the requirements that we may have in the city of Green Bay to make sure that we're up with the standards. So.
Sure. So Cheryl, sounds like you're the one that's been working with them?
Yes, this is out of, Habitat has a standard build, they kind of use our designs, we work together on that, but this is really a big project, because it's going to have a mix.
Absolutely.
It's going to have 4 bedrooms, it's going to have 2 bedrooms,
Right.
some attached townhomes, some accessible units, so there's going to be a big variety on the site, and of course, there's money to be saved when you do it at scale,
Yes.
like they're doing here. So this is the plat, actually, of the proposed, what we're looking at. It's a big old green site right now, so we
Yes.
have to connect those 2 streets, and that's the cost for the infrastructure, is to bring the street through. So we've been working with Public Works, they're on board with this. We're going to work with them, and you guys will probably engineer it, and then we'll either bid it out through us or through them, whoever is faster way to do it. So we've got all the players in place for this project. It's
Good.
really exciting. What we use, I think, we're looking at using TID dollars, TID 10, for the street infrastructure, the
Right.
$450,000 cost for that, and then probably home funds, but for the 200 for the actual house construction part. But you guys, I mean, your timeline is you want to be like, the road will be going in next year, and so we don't want to wait any longer. I mean, we want to get building.
Right.
So it's a great project.
It's an area that desperately needs housing.
Yes,
You know, with
it does.
TBS there and whatever.
And it's got a good mix. There's multifamily to the, where am I, to the east?
Absolutely.
There's more single families. I mean, there's a great mix of housing around it, so I think it'd be a good placement. And it's close to what we'll be doing on Imperial Lane, the JBS site, and some other things. There's some
Right,
good things happening in the neighborhood.
absolutely. An area that needs good things.
Right.
Great. Very good.
Excuse me, what else is in that tip?
TID 10 that's the Main and Mason TID, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
That
Basically,
makes sense.
Commercial corridor.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
okay.
this is
And I think
within
there's
half.
over $1 million in that TID account right now, so
Okay.
there's enough funding in it
Okay.
for the street.
It's a short walk.
It's a short.
And then if we take it out of ARPA funds, what does that leave us there if you take 200,000 out of that?
ARPA, we haven't drawn anything. We've got 1.5 million there. I think our suggestion is going to be to use home funds. We have about 573,000, I think, in home right now, so we've got plenty of funding there
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, 'cause this is great, 'cause this is growth.
Yes,
And end result, a lot of good tax base too. which is good.
and a lot of good tax base.
Yes, I have a lot of tax dollars too, so,
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Scannell.
You have to close the floor.
Oh, I mean, thank you. Motion to, well,
We didn't close
anybody else
the floor
can
yet.
speak?
Anybody else?
If you had any questions for us.
No, you seem happy, so.
Motion to close the floor.
Second by Debbie.
Yep, second by Debbie.
All those in favor, say say aye.
Aye.
We're back to,
Aye.
Motion to approve.
we're back to regular order business.
And second.
Alderman Scannell and Debbie second. Questions or comments in regard to the motion?
I think Jessica and Cheryl have pretty much said it all, but since I'm an elected official,
Yes.
I'll say more. Just really excited about the opportunity to partner at.
Nice job, Cheryl.
At the next level with Jessica and the whole team at Habitat. 14 additional homes, you know,
Absolutely.
additional tax base, a neighborhood that really needs it.
Yep.
One thing to note though, you know, there is stormwater that's
Yeah,
contemplated, of
that's the
course,
one.
in that map. And so I think Habitat and the city both want to try to be as creative as possible and potentially eliminate the need for the pond and add an additional home. So I know our Department of Public Works is really interested in being as innovative as possible and making that happen. So we're going to continue to put our heads together and figure out what we can do to make that work.
Build everything on sticks.
We hadn't thought about that.
I can get some sticks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for those comments.
I'm full of it.
So we have a motion and a second. There's no other questions or comments. All those in favor of the motion, signal by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. Beautiful project. Wow, that's exciting.
Thank you.
What a great partnership. Item number 5. Consideration of possible action to approve the use of 164 North Broadway by On Broadway, Inc. for the Christ Kindle Market.
Kristen,
Chris
Kindle.
Kindle.
That's what I was gonna say. From November 15th, 2022 to December 19th, 2022. And who's got this?
I'm gonna take that one, yeah. Don't worry, Gary, we had a hard time with this one for a while too, to get that Chris Kindle market out there. So the 164 North Broadway area is the corner where the red sculpture is on Broadway. We did receive a proposal from On Broadway requesting the use of the site for the Chris Kindle Market Pilot Series. Tents will be set up between November 15th and 18th, and then they will remain open until December 19th. They are actually hosting 6 events, which will be November 18th, 25th, and 26th, and then December 2nd, 9th, and 16th. The events will have craft vendors, food and beverage lot with some holiday lighting, which will actually be coordinated with the rest of the district there facing Hubbard Street. We have him staff is recommending the approval of the site for the November and December with a hold harmless agreement that would be approved by all parties. I know there are some staff here on Broadway if we needed to open the floor.
Alderman Johnson, glad to see you.
I would defer to Brooke.
Oh, there she
Oh, there
is.
she is.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I didn't pose any questions, but otherwise it's a traditional holiday themed German style market. We're going to be putting up 11 tents in that Red Sculpture Park area that would stay up through the duration of this lease here. And we'll fill in with craft vendors and program the space with some holiday, music and pictures of Santa and things like that. And there'll be festive food and drinks as well. So, but if anyone has any questions, I can try to answer.
Sounds like a great use of the property on a temporary basis.
Is that sculpture?
Absolutely, and brings more people downtown, down to Broadway. This is, move to approve it, my,
Good.
Yeah.
Kathy?
I don't know if I'm too soon, but this is awesome.
How's the sculpture work into all that? That's a big sculpture, seems like that takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, we've been working on measuring out the space for those tents, and I think we're gonna be able to make it all fit. I know they trimmed up the crabapple trees to make them fit for us, so I think it'll be a really nice vibe and a really nice holiday theme here, and it's gonna coincide with our lighting ceremony in that area and our winter wine and beer walks and small business Saturday, so it's all about encouraging people to shop small and local, and it's another part of it.
You gonna incorporate the sculpture into the?
Yeah, so the dates of the Chris Kindle Market fall on the same dates as our lighting ceremony, the small business Saturday, and our winter wine and beer walks. So it's just kind of another stop along, the path on all of those already existing events that have some really great attendance. But we think this is gonna just take it to the next level.
So I believe we have a motion by Kathy,
Second?
second by Alderman Scannell. Questions or comments in regard to the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. So, that's really neat use of the property on a temporary basis. Excellent. All right, number 6. Consideration of possible action to approve a contract with Visual Impact for $68,975 plus freight for decorating light fixtures in the Legends District.
I can take that one,
Yeah,
Mr. Chair.
please.
Obviously, this is from our Department of Public Works. This is, if you guys remember, we've had several discussions on the Legends District in terms of the TIF investment in here. This is the actual, the lighting is the last thing I think we had discussed from a design standpoint, and trying to fit everything into the right of way and to customize what we expect to be kind of an elevated area here with the Legacy Hotel going into this area. So the light fixtures these are the light fixtures that have been selected. Essentially, because they are unique and a custom one, there was only a single source vendor for this particular item.
Okay.
But this would simply be a TID 23 expenditure, so therefore needs approval by this body. So staff does recommend approval.
Questions, comments, Alderman Johnson, please.
Neil, are these light fixtures the ones that are in compliance with the design plan for the Legends District?
I believe, yes, they are. So we've looked at it, we went back and forth in terms of identifying the specific the back fixture, I guess, in this case, on these. So I was hoping someone from Public Works was going to be here to address this one specifically, but my understanding is that is compliant with the plan.
Okay.
Well, then I don't want it.
Is it compliant that you don't want it?
We can replace you too.
Motion to approve.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Second.
Alderman Scannell, and second by Kathy. Questions, questions or comments in regard to the motion? No. If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Excellent. Motion carried. Thank you. Informational. We just got these sheets here. They probably didn't get them if they did.
Did you guys? Yeah.
But I looked at the check register. I have no problem with the check register, and I don't have any problem with this report either. But we'll have to make sure we get that.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll email you the report, financial report. Okay, we don't really need a motion on that. I had no problem with it. Director's report and project updates, please.
Just very briefly, obviously here coming towards the end of the year, we're trying to wrap up a couple of the development agreements, some modifications, obviously, including merge 200 North Monroe, Impact 7, we're hopefully gonna still have something with them. And unfortunately, we had a meeting with them this week, so unfortunately, their representative, I think, has bronchitis. So we're gonna have to probably either do something virtually or reschedule with them here hopefully quick.
I think it's already scheduled for next week.
Yeah, so I think we're trying to get some things, certainly would like to bring, would love to have updated agreements to this body before the end of the year, so that will be our objective in doing that. Just also getting ready to kick off the JBS site planning. We've got the executed contract with Rafe and Muse, and we'll be setting up a meeting, an introductory meeting with the mayor here, I think this week is our effort to try to get something in touch and get that process underway. Again, in earnest before the end of the year. In addition, the last big item we're trying to get, kind of big ticket item is trying to get our comprehensive plan RFP put together here yet this month here for review, to try to get that out before the end of the year as well. So got a few things on the plate to still get wrapped up here for the year. We are still seeing, consider some, the ongoing discussions with project costs and so forth and things on our development agreements. Also, the other thing we'll be working with Director Ellenbecker down in finance to kind of really do a kind of a deep dive on what we think that the projected impacts to our TIF districts were from the revaluation.
Okay.
A couple of them did get kind of a significant hit in value changing compared to what we wanted to see. So we're kind of going to make sure, we'll probably like to have a report that we bring back to this body probably here sometime after the first of the year.
Okay.
Just so we can have eyes wide open on what we're going to do. So certainly I think the key to two areas I think that could impact us on is obviously we've projected some transfers from certain districts to other districts. Certainly how much money might be available to do that. But then the other one is obviously if we hold open those TIFs for that one extra year for the housing program for the TDA fund. So that could actually cause some delays and maybe having to keep things open a year or two more before we're able to capture that, depending on what the overall impact might be. So.
Okay.
I think we were looking at extending that another year, when we talked with Diana and the mayor, that too.
Right, just for that
affordable
first,
housing.
right.
We thought 23, it might be 24.
Yeah.
But it'll not be the same amount of money, but it'll help us.
Right, it'll just take us hopefully an additional year. But again, it's kind of lay out some of those exact factors for each district in terms of when we go forward, or what we think those impacts might be. So we'll get that as an agenda item to bring forward to this as an informational item to this body here, hopefully after the first of the year. So.
And as far as your project report, we get a chance to update it and get us new copies.
We'll have a full detailed one. Yeah, we'll have a full detailed update probably for the year-end wrap-up here for your December meeting. Absolutely.
Okay. And recently I went by the shipyard. Looks like there's lots of activity going on out there.
Very good. I'd say, yeah, there's a considerable amount of activity. I think they're making good progress. They had a couple surprises with the dock wall and finding, I think, the timbers from the original dock wall were quite where they thought they were when they were doing some of the in-water work. But I think they've kind of worked their way around that and are proceeding, as far as we know, on schedule. And overall, the weather's actually been pretty positive for them to get the work done. So,
Yeah, what a nice November.
yeah, we'll take it. It's been great. So it's nice to have that break go our way to give us a little extra work time for them this year.
So they had to nurse around some dock walls?
Absolutely, Alder.
Jeff, anything?
Nothing serious to report, all good, things moving in a good direction.
Excellent. Brooke, still there?
Yes, you're harder to hear,
Am I? Yes.
at that end of the table,
Okay.
Okay.
but the rest of everybody else, yes.
All right. I'll take that in serious consideration and try to be louder.
That's right in the
And I do
meeting.
think, I think Leah is also on from
Oh, Leah,
From
good.
military.
Military Avenue, yep.
Leah,
Yeah. And when we approved that tip, the $1 million thing, I thought, gosh, I know we borrowed from some tips, but I assumed you guys took care of that.
Yeah, well, except for right now, it's like I said, those authorizations allow us to transfer up to that number. So if for some reason we didn't draw that lower, we have the ability to do that. And if we needed to do a separate one, we would certainly, I think, at least want to go in eyes wide open for the next year or so, exactly what we might be dealing with, so.
Leah, are you still there?
Yep, I think she just raised her hand, so.
I am here.
Do you have any?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hey! You're definitely coming in loud and clear. Any update, the military avenue area, they tell us about?
Yeah, we started our farmer's market, our indoor winter market on Saturday, and it was a huge success. I have 30,000 square feet in the old office depot next to Big Lots. And it was super busy. it was really exciting. People were real positive. We have a walking track inside, so people can do 13 laps as a mile.
Really?
And I think the housing part of the Chapco site is going through. Excuse me, it was on Plan Commission meeting last night, but it's delayed now till December 12th. And so our board will be able to look at that tomorrow.
Good, excellent.
Awesome.
Alderman Johnson, since we don't have Brooke, anything you'd like to tell us about on Broadway?
Oh, Brooke is here.
Oh, she is?
I'm actually here. But does Brian want to talk about anything? Otherwise, we're just working on holiday promotions, trying to get people to shop, in Broadway District this holiday season. So, Small Business Saturday is, on the horizon. We work together closely with the city to do that. And yeah, just a lot of our events focused on drawing people down there to shop this time of the year.
Excellent, fantastic. Anybody else from staff, any questions for staff or Mr. Mayor? Any questions at all?
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah,
I'd like
please.
to make a couple comments. So I'm sure everybody saw the news, $10 million coming to the Port of Green Bay.
Yeah, yes,
for the
yes,
Coal
yes.
pile relocation
Yeah.
effort.
Yes.
So now we're north of 25 million from federal and state
Excellent.
support, which will prepare the Pulliam power plant site for that relocation. So now the city and C. Rice can really get serious about the Mason Street terminal and figuring out the future of that site. So some really good news there. And then
Yes.
also just had a very encouraging meeting with a representative from the group that owns Shopco East. They've got some good plans to complement what Mr. Bader's been doing
Yeah.
over there for some time. So doing what we can to beautify Mr. Delvo's area of town.
And yours.
But very encouraged by what they're thinking about over there too.
And that's very exciting, the whole East Town Hall, that project's been very exciting.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He's a mover and shaker, Garrett. We had him speak at a retired men's club the other day, and people were pretty impressed.
Yeah.
He just sees things where other people don't see them. He has vision. But thanks for all your efforts. In particular, the Pulliam property. The sooner we get that moving, the better, obviously. Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn it.
Alderman Scannell.
Just a quick note.
Second.
Just a quick note on that.
Yeah, please.
For next meeting date, the official meeting date is December 6th. We probably will be doing a poll for availability here for a meeting in a week or two. One last one here this month. I know we're coming up on the holidays.
You mean a special meeting?
We're probably we'd like to have a special meeting for this merge agreement, and there may be
Oh, yes.
one other project we may need
Okay.
to bring forward. as
Before
well.
December 6th. Okay,
So-
no problem.
Watch for that email from Lisa.
All right.
about it, so.
Lisa will herd us together and she'll make it happen. I know that.
Perfect, exactly. Well, she always does, so.
Yes. All those in favor to adjourn, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.